Texas.
So this is the entrance of the park. They have the big tents up as per usual with the temperature screenings. Essentially what you do is you take your hat off and any sort of face wear like glasses or anything that you have on. You leave your mask on and you walk through, and I guess it just takes your temperature. They are also not really checking bags this year either. They have different metal detector / scanners that they are using now, just as a side note, because that used to take forever when they check bags. But the couple that we've been to this year so far, Six Flags Parks, have not checked any bags. Fiesta Texas was so themed so cute. As you can see, it was all Spanish themed. They had different, Spanish musicians playing through the park to make it really, really festive. And then just most of the theming was that Spanish theme, which I really love when parks have some sort of theme. And this one was absolutely gorgeous. Another thing to note about this park was they kept up with their rides really well, meaning everything was painted.
Stop on the water ride.
Did end up getting stuck on that water ride for like 20 minutes, but it was still super fun. But like I was saying, every coaster, it looks like it's brand new paint, and everything just looked like it was brand new paint. So regardless of if the roller coaster wasn't as new, it looked brand new because of how well they kept up with it. This is a different area of the park where you're walking on like a road, and it's kind of, I guess, like 60s themed. I don't even really know, but it was really cool to kind of walk on a road area instead of the normal, how the parks normally look, so that was really cool. This is Wonder Woman. We wanted to ride this so bad ever since it came out. I mean, we've watched a million videos on this coaster, and it was really, really cool. It was definitely more of a unique experience on a roller coaster. We were at the front and the back, and because the park was not busy, we were able to ride this multiple times. It was intense, definitely. Like, it was a little rough, it was a little intense, but absolutely worth riding and a unique ride, absolutely. Another thing to note about this park, you can really see it on Wonder Woman and Superman, Iron Rattler, is the limestone around the park. Not only is this park taken care of really well, it is absolutely gorgeous. I believe this probably, for me, would definitely be considered one of the prettiest parks I've ever been to because of the limestone. So absolutely something that you'll want to be looking at the landscaping all day long. Another view of that road area. As we're walking on Batman the ride, and it's funny, I actually added a couple of these in. The queue lines here were so long for every ride. I sped them up, but it was actually kind of funny because they took like literally 10 minutes just to walk to each coaster. It was fine though. And Batman the ride was also another really unique ride that you have to ride, but it was intense. The seats that are closest to the front, like the front seats, those are the most intense. I mean, you will be flipping up and down, upside down a million times, and it's so much different than a roller coaster because you have no idea what's coming. So definitely a unique ride for people that like roller coasters. They might not love that ride because it's just so different, but I really did like it. Iron Rattler, that was the best ride in the park for me. My husband liked Titan more, but this was the first RMC roller coaster, and it was, to me, I really loved it. I love it when they're not as intense, so yes, this one isn't as intense. It was a smooth ride, but I really liked it. Again, you can see here, and I sped this up like 4 times, how long the queue was. another thing to note is you do have to wear masks on each roller coaster. They actually won't even let you ride. They'll stop the ride if you don't have your mask on, and you will get yelled at in the park if you don't have your mask on. If you take it off for 1 second, if you have it off your nose, you will get yelled at. San Antonio, the day before we came, the mayor, I believe, of San Antonio put more like harsher restrictions on wearing masks in the town in general. So I just think, you know, most people were cognizant of that when, you know, you were walking around the park. So Frontier City, you know, you could have it off sometimes if you weren't around people, and you did see people in Frontier City not have the mask on, but absolutely not in San Antonio. You had to have that mask on all day long, 24/7. So that was the only downside was that, and I truly believe, I mean, it was unfortunately the day before we went there, the mayor had made that, you know, order on the mask. So it just so happened to be right at that time. So unfortunately, you still have your mask on all day long. I say unfortunately because it is 98 degrees and sunny and super, super hot. Roadrunner Express, this is a really cute ride. I really liked it. Again, thank you, video for you guys. As another side note, we actually met the manager. He was just walking around, the general manager. He was walking around like with signs on, helping out. We knew him because we saw him on a video on Texas Thrill Seekers questionnaire, and he was super nice. And as a side note, the customer service in this park was awesome. Everyone was so nice. It actually blew us away when you first walk in. Everyone says welcome back, and they just want to talk to you. Same with when you're ordering food and stuff like that. So I have to give him props. Not only was this park really really beautiful, really kept up with, but his workers were really efficient and they were really nice, which was not the same at Six Flags Over Texas. Poltergeist was another one of their bigger coasters. Normally I don't love coasters like this. They're okay, but this one was pretty good, honestly. This last area is the boardwalk area. It was super cute. It reminded me of Six Flags Magic Mountain in California. They have a big area that's kind of the same way. The only thing I was really sad about is the Pirates of the Caribbean ride was closed because I think all indoor rides are closed right now, it seems to be. And that one was a brand new game that was just from last year. But oh well, we'll come to this park again because it was that pretty. We might come during Christmas or Halloween because it really was that good of an experience. I really didn't think I'd ever want to come back to San Antonio again, but this park blew us out of the water. It was really fun. Here is Goliath. This park was actually taken from Six Flags New Orleans. When the park flooded during the terrible Hurricane Katrina, that roller coaster was actually above water, so it could be salvaged, which is really cool. The water rapid ride, I wish I would have filmed it, but the queue was like a mile long. It was so funny. There was this kid trying to go through with a broken leg. Like maybe that wasn't the best day for the park for him. But again, really pretty views going through the water rapids. Another thing to note, this park is also by a million hotels and in a really nice area. So there's a huge shopping center and mall right beside. We were able to go to the water park. They gave you wristbands at the booth when you walked in. And as you can see there was a secret water park entrance. It was the 2 purple doors in the front of the park. That's not the normal water park entrance. It was kind of cool. It felt like one of those bars that you go into, speakeasies or something. But you walk through to the water park and the back half of it was open. So that big ride, and the coaster, the water coaster, and a couple slides, a slide complex that I'll show you. And what I will say is you have to ride the water coaster. It was my husband's favorite ride of all time. He loved it. I had to get goggles to wear. I look like a total nerd, I know, but it gets you soaked. A lot of those coasters don't always get you soaked. That one definitely gets you soaked, but it is super, super fun. And then this little slide the drop slide complex was open. And the wave pool. This is the new ride for late 2020. It boosts a lot of stats, but it really doesn't look that big. It looks kind of tiny, but the stats that it says that it is are really big. So definitely looking forward to riding that maybe when we come back. This humongous $15 funnel cake was on the snack list, so that was awesome as well. And then I just have some more views of kind of how strict the entrance is. Again, the same as most stores nowadays too. You kind of all have to enter through one area. We'll see you next time.